What is cracking, y'all? Welcome back to Boo TV. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell. Stay notified, baby, whenever we upload a video. Yeah, you clicked on the video. You saw the thumbnail. You saw the title. You know what I'm talking about. Are the Lakers better without LeBron James? And it sounds crazy to say that, right? Because the narrative and the idea has always been anytime you take LeBron James off a team, you take LeBron James out of that equation, the team is supposed to be significantly worse. And I would say for most of his career, that would be absolutely true. With the exception of last year's Lakers and this year's Lakers. More so what we're seeing this year in a small sample size, given the team construct, Anthony Davis's performance, and Russell Westbrook's performance. Now, it sounds crazy, but the Lakers, without LeBron James, are now on a three-game win streak with victories against the Spurs, Detroit Pistons, and Brooklyn Nets. Now, I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, they didn't play nobody. Oh, they played garbage teams. Oh, they didn't play nobody. You know what? Fuck that. You know why? Because maybe that would be true if the situation was different. Fact of the matter is, the Lakers are losing to everybody, good teams and bad teams. All right? So they're taking any victory they can get right now against any team. Be one thing if it was the opposite, but no, they lose to everybody, good and bad, with LeBron. All right? Those are just the facts, bro. Now, the Lakers have won three in a row. And watching this team play without LeBron James, the eye test, looking at it, we ain't even talking about numbers. The team flows much better with Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook at the helm. Anthony Davis doesn't monopolize the ball, and Russell Westbrook doesn't monopolize the ball like he used to back in his OKC days, post Kevin Durant. Russell Westbrook is making quick decisions for the most part, not holding on to the ball too long, making passes, finishing. Russell Westbrook is having a pretty decent season, all things considered. Let's call it what it is. In this small sample size, let's look at the numbers. Got an article here with some interesting data. Not much, but interesting data. For the first time, perhaps, in his entire career, LeBron James has been inefficient on the offensive side of the basketball. He's taken the second most threes per game of his career and is shooting a horrendous 23.9% from beyond the arc. He's also averaging a career low in free throw attempts, showing that he is not the same dominant force that drives to the basketball that he has been before. All right. The Lakers have played better basketball when LeBron James is not on the court this season. The on and off numbers tell the entire story. When LeBron is on the court, the team's offensive rating as of now 10.4 points higher. The defensive rating is 5.2 points worse. But that still means the Lakers' net rating with LeBron on the bench or not playing is 5.2 points higher. Just to put that into context, a 5.2 point difference is the net rating. And the net rating was the same difference between the Golden State Warriors and the Charlotte Hornets in the regular season last year. That is a tangible difference. The problem with LeBron having a down year offensively is that he still has such a massive role in the offense. Obviously, LeBron is going to be tasked with running the offense, and when you have an inefficient offensive player with a high usage rate, this is what happens. All right. Interesting article. Now, with that being said, There were a couple other games LeBron had missed, I do believe, prior to the current string of games that he has been missing with his abductor strain. I think. Don't quote me on that. Didn't check it. If my memory serves me correct. However, um, especially the last two or three games, the offense has been booming better than any time LeBron has seen the court this season. The Lakers, let me see if I have it here. The Lakers in their last three dropped 123, 128, and 116 points in victory. The offense was absolutely clicking. Absolutely clicking. LeBron James, when he monopolizes the ball like he does, a lot of people are left standing around. The offense becomes stagnant. And we all know that he's on a mission to get his points to try to push past Kareem. He's on this kind of solo mission trying to get his buckets. You can say what you want to say about it, but that's the truth. And when LeBron James plays like that, that's not LeBron James playing to his strengths, and it hurts the team when he's out fishing for points. So not only is he monopolizing the ball on the offensive end, but he's monopolizing the ball on the end of him on the assist end, because he's going to try to get his assist numbers too. You know, he usually, this is throughout his entire career, he's usually been the guy making the play for the assist, not so much the hockey pass. All right, so when you got a player monopolizing the ball that much in so many aspects of the game, it turns everybody into more or less spot-up shooters or catching the ball late in the shot clock and then having to do something with it. Not only that, but LeBron James also pushes or pulls Anthony Davis farther away from the basket because LeBron James needs space and needs the bigs, quote-unquote bigs, to get pulled out so that he can rack it to the rim. All right. These are all things that people don't like to bring up with LeBron James, but this is the truth. If you don't have the absolute right pieces around him, this is not going to work. And right now, the roster isn't constructed the best for that kind of play. But you see, when LeBron James is off the court and the ball's running through Russell Westbrook and Anthony Davis, it's a different story. It's a different story. Russ isn't fishing for points. Russ might fish for the pass, but he ain't fishing for the points either. So he doesn't monopolize the ball as much as LeBron. Where Russ is at now would have been a different story, his first 1 or 2 years in OKC without Kevin Durant, but that's not what Russ is doing right now. Russ has definitely sacrificed his game for the betterment of the team. And then people might say, oh, well, you didn't throw into the equation when you talk about the Lakers not being as good when LeBron James is on the court. You're not taking into the equation that Russell Westbrook wasn't coming off the bench really during most of those games. Hold up. This is where I say hold that thought, buddy. Hold that thought, because I think it has less to do with Russell Westbrook coming off the bench and more to do with Russell Westbrook not having to share the ball and share the court space with LeBron James at the last time. My personal opinion, I don't think it matters if Russ comes off the bench or not. The problem is he can't play alongside LeBron James because they both do the same goddamn thing. And LeBron James isn't being tasked with coming off the ball and taking a lesser role. Russell Westbrook is. So now Russell Westbrook is being forced to be a spot-up shooter, and you're taking the ball out of his hand, which plays against his strengths, and then you get this version of Russ that people have been ripping apart. You're taking Russ out of his element. I think it has less to do with him coming off the bench and more to do with not sharing the ball and sharing the court space with LeBron. I mean, people making a big deal of this bench thing, and I'm just like, if he comes off the bench and you don't stagger his minutes with LeBron and he's still occupying a lot of space with LeBron even when he's coming off the bench, then it ain't going to make no goddamn difference. LeBron and Russell Westbrook cannot coexist. They cannot. They play too similar. They play way too similar. Way too similar. They cannot be together. So I think it has less to do with that and more to do with LeBron being gone and Russell Westbrook can play in his element. Anthony Davis can play more in his element. And these other players around him are having more responsibility, bigger roles now that LeBron is gone, and they are more now than just spot up shooters and slashers catch the basket or catch the ball at the basket, slashers and set screens. And now you can see how the chemistry looks better and everything's percolating properly. It's just a thought. It's just a thought. I don't know if I'm really saying, oh, this team's definitely a better team without LeBron James. Well, it's a small sample size, but it's something to look at and it's something to consider because it all does make sense. Everything I just said so far, right? So when LeBron James comes back, I think it should be on him to fit within what is working. Remember when Carmelo Anthony was out and Jeremy Lin was just taking the lead, taking the league by storm? And then the big thing was, okay, well, what's going to happen when Melo comes back? Are you taking the ball to Jeremy Lin's hand? And that became a whole thing. That became a whole thing. And Melo came back, and that energy that was coursing through the veins of the New York Knicks franchise was not the same ever since Melo came back. I do believe when LeBron comes back, all things considered, he needs to take a step back. He does. Fit within what's working. You can still, you ain't got to average 30 points. You can get 20 to 24 points per game. 5 assists, 5 rebounds. That's okay. That's good. That's damn good. You're in your 20th season. You're what, 37, 38 years old? What are you doing, man? You should be trying to reserve yourself for the finish line anyway. You're going to get your points. Don't worry about it. It's a matter of time. But if you want to do what's in the best interest of the team, you can't come back shooting all these goddamn shots, trying to catch Kareem faster. You're shooting horrible. Quiet as it's kept, Russell Westbrook is shooting better from 3. Nobody wants to talk about it. I think he's shooting better from 3 than both Anthony Davis and LeBron. AD don't need to be shooting threes anyway. So I'm just saying, man. And the small sample size we have, the team looks better and they are performing better. And like I said, I don't want to hear anything about, oh, they didn't play anybody. I don't care. They lose to everybody. You lose to everybody. So a win against anybody means something. Good or bad. And you can see how all the other players are thriving right now. Lonnie Walker's thriving. What they like to call Hillbilly Kobe is thriving. Schroeder had a good game. Bryant came back, had a good game. Just something to think about. Food for thought. Food for thought. Anyway, I'm done. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think about it. Do you agree or do you disagree? The bronzesexuals out there don't want to talk about it. Of course they don't. But small sample size. We'll see what happens. All right. Catch you on the next one. We out, baby.